Yeah.
Welcome to the Rhinebeck Scoop. I'm your host, Jennifer C., and I'm dishing out social commentary about our beloved town. Just note that this show is marked as explicit, so there may be some adult content and a couple F-bombs here and there. If you are listening on Apple, Spotify, or any other platform, remember to click on 5 stars and leave a 5-star review or rating. It helps the show so much and especially supports all the hard work that Matty and Jen do producing shows like this one at Radio Free Rhinecliff. Today, you guys, we are discussing Snowmageddon and how to stay happy in the Hudson Valley January through March, because let me tell you, it's fucking hard. Okay, so usually we talk about Boujee Banter, but today I'm turning it into Boujee News. Do you guys like that? Boujee News?
Yep.
Kind of rhymes, whatever. Anyway, so it is now, what is it, January 6th today? Does that sound right?
Yes.
Saturday, January 6th, and we are approaching our first snowstorm of the year for 2024. So what are you guys hearing? How many inches are you guys hearing? Are you hearing nothing? Are you?
6 to 11.
Yep, that's what I'm hearing as well.
Okay, I'm hearing 6 to 12 inches. So I want to see if my producers would be up for it. If you want to make a bet on how many inches do you think we'll get?
Sure, I love this. All right, I say 8.
I'm actually going to go on the downside to 6.
Jen?
I was going to go with 8, but now I'm going to go with 7 because I'm going to be between you guys. So now here's the thing. When you have a bet, someone has to win something. So I know what I want. I've already thought about this ahead of time. But if you win, what would you like?
I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? We want your meat.
That's it.
My juicy meat.
Yes.
Yep.
They're talking about my beef, guys. I have a cow farm. Yes, I had a feeling you would say that. What about what I want?
Yeah, what is it that you want?
I thought about this. And what I want is I would like a post from each of you on your most visited social media about the Rhinebeck Scoop.
Fair enough.
Week.
Sure.
Fair
Absolutely.
Okay, there we go. So you guys, you have to tune in to the next episode to see who won the bet. But I have a feeling I'm going to win. Or I'm going to.
You're in a tough position to win because you're right in the middle. Do you want to recast that? But because if it's 10, Jen wins.
Correct.
And if it's 5, I win.
No, let's keep her exactly where she
Sorry, stay right there. I'm sorry
I
to
want
point
that
this
meat.
out, but I do want the meat. I was just trying to be too fair.
Okay,
No,
so
keep it at 7. It's too late.
I'm
now.
going to keep it at 7, and I am going to somehow make it and prove it to be 7. I don't know how, but I will win this because I want those social media posts. All right, so here's the deal with Snowmageddon for me. Now, I've been reading a lot of things online, and people are like, dude, like, people are so wimpy these days. Like, get a life. It's a freaking snowstorm. We live in Rhinebeck. We live in the Northeast. It's going to happen in January, and I totally get that. But here's my problem is the few days my husband decides to go out of town would be the exact days of the snowstorm. And he is very kind of blasé about things. He'll tell me, oh, just take out the $30,000 humongous tractor and you can snowplow yourself. Just put some chains on it. Here's a plow. And I'm like, I don't know how to use this shit. This is the exact reason why I got married. So I wouldn't have to do any of this shit. So I'm a little not happy with Snowmageddon coming right now. But I am hoping to make the best of it. I'm hoping that power doesn't go out, or if it does, it doesn't go out for that long. We do have a generator, but I do have to fill it. So I just want to say that, yeah, it may be tough for me. So, you're listening to this Tuesday, January 9th. So it will already have happened. So hopefully I have survived Snowmageddon. All right. So more Boujee news. According to the Nextdoor app, an earthquake happened on Wednesday, January 3rd. There was seismic activity between 1.7 to 2.3, and this was reported on the earthquake government site. It happened, or it was felt more in Milan, Stanfordville, and Clinton Corners. Did you guys feel anything?
No.
I didn't feel it, but it was felt in New York City. I know people who felt it.
Oh, it fell all the way. Oh, it was down all the way in New York City. I didn't know that. Okay, I just heard about up here, and people were surprised by it. I was out for the day. I was somewhere else, so I didn't feel anything, but they actually felt a bunch of shocks, and I was a little surprised by that. So I think that's pretty interesting. I did my psychic predictions, and I did not predict an earthquake for this area.
Have to revise your.
I'm gonna have to revise my predictions. So found that a little bougie news interesting. I want to move on to white people problems because I feel like the last couple episodes I've been kind of putting everything together, and the white people problems has been going under the radar. But this time we're going to do a full white people's problems. All right. So I've been scrolling the Gram and Nextdoor app, and there was some talk about how to fight the winter blues. And we are entering the bowels of winter. That's what I like to call it. It is January through March here in the Hudson Valley. How do I feel about that? Let's see. If I had a lot of money, I would have a house somewhere else, and it would be starting with a palm. It would be Palm Beach. It would be Palm Springs. But unfortunately, that's not my life, and I have a farm to take care of, so we can't just abandon the animals in winter. So I just am trying to have a better attitude about staying here. So do you guys like winter? Do you like all seasons?
I like the fact that there are 4 seasons here in the Hudson Valley, and I love, love, love the first couple snowstorms. I actually like shoveling. I do. I know.
Do you
want
to come over?
Sure. But then what happens is the snow gets brown and black, and it's depressing, and it's muddy, and that makes me sad. So I'm fine until like mid-February, and then I'm not so pleasant to be around.
How about you, Matt?
Doesn't faze me at all. I love the winter. It's have to have seasons. I wouldn't want to live. The idea of Palm Springs just gives me the willies.
Really?
Yes. Having been there not that long ago, I don't ever want to go back.
He doesn't do well with heat.
I'm the opposite. I do really well with dry heat.
Me too.
So I could live in Arizona. I could live in Palm Springs. I do not like humidity. So my worst fear is living in Florida or something like that. I hate humidity, and for other reasons, but we won't even go into that.
Let's forget about the hair. Let's just talk about the hair.
My hair looks horrendous in humidity. It blows up. I look like a chia pet, so I avoid humidity at all costs.
Palm Springs is just like California on steroids. It's like you want hot, but you want it extra hot. You want it's just too hot. It's too hot. Nobody walks there in the middle of the day.
Yeah, why would they?
Yeah, because it's 114 degrees.
Yeah.
Literally.
Exactly. I was actually thinking of moving to Arizona. This was quite some time ago until I heard that it's like their summer is their winter. So they stay inside all summer with the air conditioning on. I was like, yeah, I don't feel very good about that. But the one thing I will say about winter here is I've lived in a place where it was dark and cold from September all the way through April. And that was not fun, and it was dreary. But here, I don't feel it's that bad. I feel like you can go outside, and it's the middle of February, and there's snow on the ground. It's a beautiful blue sky. There's beautiful sun. So that's something I really appreciate about the Hudson Valley. I do have to say my best winter ever so far has been when I spent it in Australia and not in winter. So I also like to say about winter, definitely that January through March time, I had heard someone say this years ago, and they said, never make any big decisions in February because your mind is in such a different state. You're not, not everyone, but many people are not very happy. Jen, you had said you're kind of over it by mid-February. So I have learned not to make any big decisions in February, and that has worked for me. So that's just a little thing I have. A couple suggestions for those listening on how to enjoy the bowels of winter, and that is buy a ticket to Palm Springs. Get the fuck out of here until April. That's what I would do. Also, I'm a big fan of, I don't know if this is the exact term, but I like sun gazing. So what I do is I don't care if it's 18 degrees out. I don't care if it's 0 degrees out. I go out into my pastures and I look up at the sun. I'll do it for 15 to 20 minutes a day. and well, when the sun's out. And that really helps me because I have seasonal affective disorder and I can be a real bitch when I have seasonal affective disorder. In fact, my husband, I had it the last week of December 2023 because it was dreary here for 5 to 6 days. And my husband was like, I'm getting the hell out of the house. I'm going to the gym for 5 hours. It's like, because you are not a pleasant person to be around right now. So I really believe in sun gazing. I have tried all the sun lamps people recommend. They haven't done shit. If anyone has any recommendations, I have not found a good sun lamp for that. They say that seasonal affective disorder, you need to see the green and you need to see things growing. I don't know if that's true, but looking at the sun helps me. I would say that when I used to live in a very cold place, that an outdoor activity as a treat is good. So I'm working on my book right now. And if I finish half of it, then I'm going to use that as a treat. So kind of, do ice skating or something like that. I used to do cross country skiing. So I want to just do something fun. I will not do, what is that thing in the Olympics? I won't do curling. That's the only thing I won't do. I'm not going to go out there and do curling, but everything else I do. I tried snowboarding second time in. I fell on my sacrum and it took 6 months for an acupuncturist to get it back into place. So I don't do snowboarding anymore. Yeah. And then also something else I've been doing is just exploring the Catskills recently. That's been really fun. I've been visiting Catskill. I haven't been there in 10 to 15 years. It's a totally different town from what it used to be. I've been exploring new restaurants and doing stuff like that. So that's the way I plan on getting through January through March. And Craig Austin Dermatology, please earmuffs for this one because you just dug something out of my back that was non-cancerous, thank God. But earmuffs on this. I do go to a tanning booth. I know that's bad. I go to one in Kingston. I go 4 times. I go once in December and then January through March each month. Matty's giving me a look. Is that terrible?
Yes. Simple yes.
Yeah, it's funny because I talk a lot on here about how health conscious I am.
Very much so.
That was coming to mind when you said that.
I am so health conscious, but this is the one thing just for my sanity that I do. I feel like everyone has one vice that they do, and this is mine.
That's fair. I mean, everyone can have a vice.
Yeah, but I did get something dug out of my back, so I should think of maybe giving that up, but it's just so enjoyable. So those are my things. So let me know what you do. If you guys have any suggestions for me, I'd love for you to give us a voicemail, give me a DM, an email, and that would be awesome. Oh, you guys are going to find this really cute. We are moving on to my suite of the moment, and I think you'll find this very endearing. So if you remember from, I think it was last episode, I said that my husband proposed to me on a bathroom wall in Paris. He wrote, "Will you marry me, Jen?" and then took the picture and sent it to me. But we actually got engaged in Birmingham, England, which is so random, but I was on a trip and he was on a trip. The interesting part is I have fingers that I can't find rings to all the time. I have an odd sized, ring finger. So everything has to be resized. And we went into this really cute antique shop in Birmingham. First ring I put on, it fit, it looked fine. And I was very excited about that. It's kind of cool. Antique ring, British, whatever, something new. And he proposed to me right there. So that was kind of cool. Let's see. Fast forward probably 3 years later, and I'm doing chores for the cows. And all of a sudden, I look up and my ring's not there. And I cannot find this ring. I searched everywhere. I searched all the feed bins, the hay, the barn, outside the barn. I could not find this ring. And I was pretty upset. And granted, it wasn't expensive, but it was still more sentimental because you're never going to repeat that. Mm-hmm. So what I did was I went to Adele Shafridi, who's right here in town, and I bought a new ring that I have as a substitute. And I thought that was, a nice Rhinebeck thing to do. So this past December, this past Christmas, we decided to buy my dog one of those air tags. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he likes to, air tags are like trackers. Yep. So you can put them on your luggage. And I decided to buy Jake a tracker. He likes to go in the woods. So I was like, okay, we can always find him in the woods if we have Bluetooth or whatever. I swear to God, that dog was probably in the woods for maybe 2 minutes, lost the thing. We can't find it. We've been searching for it. And it's really been annoying. So my husband and I said, okay, let's do this grid search. So let's go out and let's try to find it, because it keeps coming up on our phone as the Bluetooth says, it's here, it's here, it's here, it's here. It's like, where's Waldo or whatever. We can't find it, but we're doing this grid search. All of a sudden, in the leaves, in the mud, in the grass, I see my wedding ring.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
From a year and a half ago, guys. I see this little, and I don't have it here with me today, but if you can imagine, it just looks like a little silver band. So it looks like nothing. I couldn't believe it. I was freaking out. I was so happy. And it was not in the place I thought I lost it. And then a weird part of that day too is 2 hours later, my husband had lost probably a year before this really expensive, I know it sounds stupid, but cap to his Yeti water bottle. By the way, those things are fucking $50 to replace.
It's like a wedding band.
I know. I'm like, Jesus, it's a top to a water bottle. So I was walking with the dogs and I found his cap that had been missing for a year in the woods.
Wow.
It's the same day, within 2 hours. So I should have played the lottery. I didn't play the lottery. But anyway, so I was very excited about that. The ring is not with me here today because I brought it to Adele Shafridi and they are going to make engravings in it so it matches the substitute ring. Oh. So now I'm going to be wearing 2 wedding rings. So I am doubly married. So I thought that was a kind of cute, sweet Rhinebeck moment.
Very much so.
But did you find the AirTag?
A good question.
No, we have not found the AirTag. And the thing about the AirTag that drives me absolutely nuts is if you look on my phone, the Find My app, it's in the barn. It's here. It's in the street. It's here. It's there.
A little information about the AirTag.
Okay.
They don't really work well in rural areas where there's no density.
Yeah.
So they're ideal for urban areas or places where you have people because they work by bouncing off of multiple people's Bluetooth devices. And since there's likely no people with Bluetooth devices in your woods, they're not the best at that.
Yeah, I'm learning that. I'm learning that I can't get anything in this rural area. I can't get anyone to deliver. I can't get pizza. I can't get shit there. And my AirTag is just lost there.
There are more expensive monthly fee GPS tags, which you can buy, but they literally ping GPS wherever they are. But you have to pay a monthly fee.
Yeah, we're not going to do that. That's okay. I'll just ask
the
my
dog's
neighbors.
Not worth that much.
Yeah, no, he's not worth that much. No, he actually is worth that much. We love him to death, but I do have neighbors who I can ask if he goes missing, and then I don't have to pay a monthly fee. So there you go.
There you are.
So my sour of the moment is I have to go back to Snowmageddon. I'm sorry, guys. I'm dreading this. I have to go back to this. I have to shovel. I have to take care of cows and dogs. I have to figure out how to drag this big, huge jerry can. Isn't that what it's called? This big, huge jerry can of gas to fill the generator. I am not happy about that. And I just want to say that my husband is not allowed to leave on his next trip if we have a storm, because this stresses me the hell out. So that is my sour of the moment. We will see how I fared.
It is Sunday, January 7th, people. Snowmageddon, first one of 2024. I decided to come back on and talk about my sour of the moment, which is I have been shoveling for 2 fucking hours and I'm exhausted. And right now, I love the Hudson Valley, but I am not loving it and I'm thinking of warmer pastures here. And the other sour of the moment is Jen won the bet. 8.5 inches to 9 inches so far. I was going to guess first 8 to 10 inches. Always go with your first inclination. So Jen, you bitch, you're getting some of my beef. Back to shoveling. Fuck me.
To leave feedback on anything I've said today, I'd love to hear all of it. Agree with me, tell me I'm totally wrong, whatever you want. And Rhinebeck, this is your radio show, so give me topics you'd like to discuss. Call and leave a voicemail at 845-307-7446 or email me at comments@radiofreerhinecliff.org. You can check out my 3 podcasts and my vibe at freespiritpodcast.com and follow me on Instagram at freespiritpodcast, where you can also DM me, and you can also DM me anonymously too. If you don't want your name on the air, that's cool. I understand it's a small town. This radio show is produced by me, Jennifer C., Matty Rosenberg, and Jen Hammoud at Radio Free Rhinecliff. Until next time, enjoy Martin Luther King Day weekend. The next show will drop on Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. See you in 2 weeks. Love you, RBK.
Yeah.